Maayong hapon sa inyo tanan. Um, Maayong hapon sa mga organizers, mga guest speakers naton, no? Mga bisita, kag of course ang aton mga participants today, teachers, welcome to your or sort of seminar orientation before coming into work, no? Um, and doing your duty as teachers. Yeah. So I'll be talking about. Okay, I'll share screen for my topic. Okay, so it's about learning resources, availability, and use for teaching. No? So I'm with the UP Diliman, University of Philippines Diliman College of Music. No, I'm a professor there, and um, my area of research is with Panay Bukidnon, but also with the Boracay, the Ati or so-called Ata of Boracay. No, so the premise here is that given the educational system that relies heavily on printed, no, kasi we've been supplied also with books, no, for many years, but because of COVID, now we rely also on digital materials for learning, no. So we represent available materials on indigenous cultures of Panay and their uses. No? So the challenge is to look for your knowledge sources, no? Damo audiovisual na aids na ara pa man sa CD, although dahan-dahan na siya ga-obsolete na. But you can also see a lot of online, no? Just have to cite the HTTP address, no? Or the author, kung available man ang author yung nagsulat, no? And of course, materials from YouTube, internet links, and even more valid ang inyong experience learning from the living cultural masters, no? Or sometimes ara malanggalistupad nyo, mga classmates nyo, no? Or at home, mga neighbor nyo na mga may indigenous knowledge, no? So, you can also do your research aside from materials that you get online and from books, no? So, but beyond this sourcing, no, you and your students should also know about the challenges and issues of research. No? Kailangan balaan nyo man ang copyright, ang production, distribution. Wala lang gaabot sa kamot nyo, no? Ginapangabudlayan man na siya before siya maging material for teaching. No? So, what also, it would be good that you also orient your students nga ang mabato nila, whatever they receive is not just the end all, no, of the knowledge, but or the only form of knowledge, no, there are many types of knowledge, no, na matun-an, no, aside from books, aside from online sources, no. Sometimes ang ilang experience ang pagkapot nila sa certain instruments, music instruments, o let's say a material culture, a basket, or anything na may orient nyo sila, no, ang ilang experience also matters, no. So there's such thing as awareness about human interpretation, no? As knowledge is of course interpreted, no, by us humans, no. So damo ka factors na put in magtudlo ka, no. So, and also the idea of cultural transmission. Paano ni siya nagpasa? Paano ni din naghalin ang information ni, no? So, sa mga ato nga IP, no, usually is generational. Of course, sa elders na pasa sa mga young ones, no? And then nowadays, mga SLT na, School of Living Tradition, of course, funded by the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. And there are also others who make donations for some SLT to function, no? Like, 2 Decembers ago, was able to get a donation for the Barangay Nayawan. So nakatudlo sila for a few months given the donation na pag nag-lecture ako sa Canada a few months before that. Tapos ang ginbayad sa akon plus ang ilang ang fees sa mga nag-attend sa akon talk kinhatag tanan sa SLT nga na. So donate na para maka-function siya. So may mga amo na nga klase of cultural transmission, no? So the SLT, School of Living Tradition, and of course within the household gid man sa IP gapanudlo pag gid man ang elders sa ilang mga kabataan. Some of the families still do that, no? So know about this, that this is your connection to education. Awareness bala ninyo, ang awareness nyo is your connection to education and the how to of knowledge, no? Paano ni siya gin construct ang knowledge nga ni. So it's not just important na mabaton lang ka mga mabaton sang data, sang knowledge. You also have to understand paano ni siya gin reproduce, no? and also how you use this in a more realistic frame of experience, no? Ano ang realidad, sino anong practicality, sinong knowledge, ganun, no? So, of course, aside from books, may online resources from DepEd, no? So, ano pa ang available aside from provided sa inyo sa DepEd, no? So, there are actually journals na mag-access niyo nga free, no? A lot of times, ma-access niyo may mga registration, ma-put in pa kamo sa inyong ngalan bago niyo ma-access sa materials o gabayad sa mga fees, no? But there are free materials. For example, ini siya from the journals ng UP Diliman, Humanities Diliman, no? When you type my name tapos ang title opening a cultural memory, may libre nga article, libre lang siya, no? So I'm actually I can give it to you. Mas basta i-cite nyo lang siya halin siya sa journal na ginkuhaan nyo, no? So ari available malang siya diri butang ko ang citation, no? So makita ninyo di ang picture sa mga instruments ka ang naga-play sa instruments, no? So we have here for example si Lolita sa Daang Stur, sinang Lusing sa Garangan, Chay Alon sa Takayan, no? And of course sinang Lusing again, no? So may mga description din sa kada instrument, no? Tikumbo, ganggang, litgit, tulali, subing, sarog, which is actually your bamboo floor is a form of instrument kay kung ipatek mo da ang ang mga wood percussion, naga-sound na siya with the wood percussion. See, so for me, I categorize it as a form of instrument, no, ang bamboo floor. Well, the wood with the bamboo floor, of course, duwa sila, no? So, sa mga tikumbo, no, of course, may mga ginhalinan siyang bamboo plant variety, no? Dira pata ang way of playing is pang midya, no? Yung suganggang, which is of course a bamboo buzzer, no? May bubuho siya, tapos pag pinlay mo siya, no, may pitch difference siya, may saka kagdalo mga pitch nga sound nga I mean yung iyang nga tono ga saka dalon because when you open and close it the hole may ara siya ano, tapos when you dump it pang midya ang tawag nila, lain naman ang sound niya. I-pitch siya, no? Pero you have a high and low sound is produced, no? Tapos may mga ang git-git, no? It is a two-string instrument, no? Na this is used with the bow. May bow ni siya. Ara sa sulod. Anyway, so ginabowing siya. Do ala cello siya or dako nga violin, no? Pero, I mean, you know, I'm saying Western instrument just to compare na bowed instrument siya na string, no? And then, ang iyang, lanot, ang iyang string, no? With the lanot, no? Baka. So, oh yeah, sorry, ari gali ang iyang bow. So, yung bow mo siya, gasound siya, this is your lead kit, no? And then you've got your tulali, no? Tulali, no? This is actually according to a friend, someone I know, said that this is one of the most difficult flute instruments kay ang ano siya mo may ara pag siya nga extra nga pang read niya diri sa gwa, no? Naginabutang kasi adi put banana leaf, no? On around it para magtunog siya, and it's not an easy flute to use, no? Kay ang finding the air and the right position is really challenging, no? And of course you've got the subing, no, yung Jaws harp, no? So sa research ko I find that ang subing, ang Jaws harp sang Panay is actually, I'm proud to say, is the longest I've ever seen in the whole Philippines. We have the longest bamboo Jaws harp in the Philippines, ara sa Panay, no? So this is an instrument that when you play, mayara siya some different pitch that will come out, no? So it's really very interesting kay ano siya, chordophone siya, ang category aerophone siya kay you put air to it, and also idiophone siya because you can actually make it buzz. It's like a percussion. So it's idiophone. So damo siya categories sa instrument. Now, so of course yung kahoy na sarog, no? Balaan nyo na ari man sa picture diri ang sinang magding o barangay Tina, no? Ginano yan ni ho. Dain pagadyang magding sa niya sa Tina ni siya na-meet ko ni siya sa magdingan no? Magding Diaz ni siya na naga sa floor, no? Okay. So, so moving on. So again, this is a free material, no? Just type this title of the makuha nyo na ang PDF niya. And then also in that article, no? Already may sources of stories like Kurubingbing, no? Ang story ni Don Juan. Napaubra sa iya ang bao sang Subing, no? Ang subing. Di nagpaobra kay Panday kun ni si Don Juan, and then kinalan para ang makuha niya ang pambayad niya sa iyang subing kay Don Juan, kinalan ututan niya sang mahamot ang bayo ni Don Juan. So since mahamot ang kay ginakaon sang ang turtle, nagaproduce ang hindi tamaan kabaho nga utot, no? So nakuha niya, nabayaran niya ang subing through making Don Juan's clothes feel, not feel fragrant, whatever you say, hindi mabaho, no? So, and then, but then, ginkuha later on sang monitor lizard, no? Ginkuha niya. So, napasa-pasa ini siya ang subingan ni, no? But the thing is, no, pag hulam sining, ang subing, mabaho yaya ang mabaho ang utot sang nagkuha, no? So may ara siya sang kurubingbing, kurbabo, isugiban kung buho, isulod sa balighang, gitago sa ang subing sa balighang tree, no? So though siya do sunlog-sunlog ang kurubingbing, kurbabo, but they use it as a rhythmic pattern for the subing. So kurubingbing, kurubaba, kurubingbing, kurubaw. So the story is part of it, no? And then more stories there also is the pag-interview ka kay na Concepcion Diaz on the tulali kag ang tamawo, no? Ang story mada. Tapos si nang lising naman sa Barangay Sia, nagtukar man siya sang tulali entitled Gutom. So experience naman niya sang duras at time nga grabe gid ang gutom sa bukid, no? Na halos wala na sila makuha nga pagkaon, nagtamang kamalasan duta. Naghimo siya sa compose siya sang pyesa sa tulali entitled Gutom. So makita mo man adira experience mo man matudo niyo man kamas bataan nga not all the time rich ang agriculture produce sa naton sa mga tinamnan, no? May sasing mas kakatabuki sa bukid nga gutman man na IP, no? So may ara man sila sa mga stories nga amo na kag makita mo nga maski gutman sila nagproduce pagit sila gyapon sa ilang music nga related sila experience of hunger. So biruin mo na, no? Nga raming experience, no? And then this one, no? Isa pa gid, no? Nang weeping, no? Of course, ang sound gid mas litit, may kinalaman siya sa may sort of relationship. Yung sound niya is like almost weeping, no? So it's like grief is connected to the instrument, no? So you see here, one music, for example, is entitled Haya, which means weeping, no? And it tell you about the story about si Pilisa Castor, nga isa ka bubuhi pa ni si Pilisa Castor subong, no? It tells of enchanted woman. She told me about nga nagahibi no sa gabi, mapatian niya kuno ina siya sa panay sa Manaywan, no? Nga agahibi ini nga nadula kuno iya nga bata nga gina hili niya, no? Ning nga ni nga siguro ga amon agahibi. So hindi niya makita ng babae nga gahibi, pero sa gabi mabatian niya nga gahibi siling niya, no? So ginubrahan niya ina sang music niyo, sa music sa litgit, no? So that's another interesting man nga kita mo lang aton IP, no? With all these experiences, get translate nila into music ang ilang experiences even when they grieve or when they weep, no? Kay ni story nga niya nga napatay ang bata kuno actually tamawo ni siya kuno later on hambal niya tamawo ni kay ko na makit-an, no? Manhawa sa ako ni Pelisa Pastor. So, and also the article, no, this one is actually ang pinaka-idea yung sinikay opening a cultural memory is that ang muna bala ang mga sa aton nga IP nga ang feeling la do they're so degraded in the especially in town areas, no, in society, modern societies kay ginatawag sila nga buki. So that's the main sang article nga na when in fact kung gahuya-huya sila maghambal sa ilang knowledge kaya natawag sila ng isang tao nga buki when in fact they have their own local knowledge to be proud of, no? So this is siguro one thing you can also tell your students nga hindi nyo man pagtawga ang IP nga buki because they have a wealth of knowledge that can be shared to you, no? So hindi sila buki, in fact they have they have a certain society, a level of society that is also something that you can be proud of, no? So now there's also a journal no nga gin-publish ini siya sa of course with the team of Dr. Alicia Magos, sila Professor Tats at si Taton, no, Taton. A lot of people produce this. I'm also part of, also contributed an article, no. But what is interesting is this is the ati, no, ang ati sa aton na panay, no, which actually are very very talented drummers. No, sa ano nga na, no, I don't say, don't wanna say nga free ini kay ma-access nyo man kay Dr. Magos ini siya nga ano na sa UP Visayas, no. But maybe there's a way to have a discount, or the school can get copies of this at a certain price nga makuha mo yung materials, no. And also may ano man siya, may digital materials nyo man siya nga ma-access, no. You just also ask Dr. Encelada or to communicate with our group, no, to get access to this. Pero may story ini siya sa ati, no, kung paano sila nagdako, ang ilang nga dance ka pandang-pandang, na naging important subong sila nga consultants for ati-atihan, no. So you can see there that this their life has actually also part of what influenced their drumming, no, ang drumming nila. Now, to be more specific about drumming, now we came up with modules for IP teachers and K-12 educators. Managwa pa lang ni siya kay the publication has been granted already. Pilan ni namon katuig nga baka-baka nga nagamitin kami nga IP. So with the Balay Patawili NGO, no, namon gin pa-pair up namon ng isa ka IP kag scholar, and they work together to produce modules, no. So these K-12 modules will be eventually published, no. So NCCA will make it happen, no. And of course we will have seminars with you, so I hope there will be we will have again of encouragement of funds, etc., para ma-orient naman ka mga teachers about the content of these modules, because of course IP ang content sa no, indigenized, contextualized panay culture. So there is ano nga ni example ko lang, no, ang part sa module 12 ko is about the ati drums, no. So usually sinong Inok, si Elias Valencia, and they mentioned about the different sizes of their drums, no. So kag ang rhythms niya, they have local terms like malaka, no. Malaka, laka ang iaabi nga rhythm, no. So you've got, for example, no, malaka laka, and then you've got ang malaka, I mean, is just spaced out, no. Pag malaka laka, may ara ka na subong sang, may difference ka na of. And of course, ang masako, mas frequent, you got, or you got. So, the smaller the drum goes, like from bias to bias, kag may isot, may terminology sila sang drums, the faster they go with the rhythm. So may ano nga na. So we will be sharing with you these modules, no, once it gets published this year, no. So this one is another event, no, yung conference sa Bamboo and Rattan Congress held in China. So ning Bamboo and Rattan Congress kani, my poster was exhibited there, and this poster actually gives us terminologies of science, no. When you teach science, also connected with the, for example, the bamboo instruments and the scientific names. So my poster there shows gives you the scientific name of bagakay, which is of course made into flute, no. Now, based on old writings, for example, kina Alcina, no, who wrote about the panay sang una, may ara kuno kita gali nose flute, no, flute which is played sa ilong, no. Pero subong wala na siya, no. Pero sa una gin chronicle ni siya nga may ara kita gali sa una nga nose flute sa panay, no. But so ang nose flute kani is made of bagakay. So ang bagakay may scientific name dira, ara gin outline ko yung in red, no. So ano naman, on the other hand, may ara naman nga iba, no. Ang tibongbong is made of kawayan, the one I mentioned earlier. Well, ang tibongbong is another musical instrument, but it's used sa pag-heal, no, sa mga babaylan, no. So it's like a big atong bamboo tube siya na gina-play, no. So ara ang scientific name, Bambusa bulmenea, no. So actually I also took these scientific names from Asin's book about bamboo, no, kay may mga authors ito nga scientist, no. And then I quoted those citations diri sa dalam sang poster nga ni ang mga books nga na, no. So, and then bagakay is dendrocalamus, okay, etc., etc. Kay ambulo is mambusa, no? So, ara dira ang scientific name. So, it can also be part of science, no? When you talk about this. Yeah, this poster is, I can also give it to you for free. I can just email siguro this one to suggest, no, Dr. Salada, and then he can give you a copy, no. Damo actually free. You just have to ask sometimes the authors, and they can give them to you, no. So here, ito ya, wag din siya libre. Lisensya ko na kay Dr. Magos. Ko, Ma'am Alice, can I show them that you have an article on these episodes in the Sugidanan and boat building tradition, no? Again, lisensya ko ni so that you can actually encourage your students to draw, no? Based on their imagination of the Sugidanon. Porque na mabalaan yung ang story sa mga Sugidanon. So here, you've got here Ben Salcedo, who illustrated ang sakayan ni Labaw Dunggon. When you say sakayan, alam mo ni siya ang mga balangay, mga big boats, no, nga ginagamit sa una sa Panay River when they go from village to village. So, may mga parts pa siya, oh, sumbol, inikulway, na, o dulong, na, ang ulin. Basis sa research ni Dr. Magos, no. So, and then you've got, to encourage your students to imagine and draw. For example, ang character ni Sarandihon, may ara isa sang amuni ang biday because it's another word, no? Sakayan, balangay, biday, no? Which is of course commonly sa Hiligaynon, we just say baroto, no? But these are bigger ones, big ones, no? So itong biday, I hope I pronounced it right, biday o biday. And then, ito ay nagtaangalan naman. So may ngalan ang kada biday, no? Kada balangay may ngalan sila. Ino din mugtok. Siya, no? So may ara sila sang mga illustrations, no? If you look at it. Pag may mga parts ina siya sang ilang balangay, which is part of Ma'am Alice article. Now you can ask for permission if you want to read the article. Kung di ma-access nga journal, kung ma-share ina ang journal sa inyo. Since anyway, IP man para man sa education sa IP. Why not, di ba? Oo. So, it's up to you to make your own emailing kay mga Alice. Okay. And then, of course, para maintindihan yung sugidanon, mapadrawing yung mga kabataan, no? You invest on your personal knowledge, no? Pwede ka mo ka-type sa Google sa UP Press online. Makabakal man ka mo sining books nga i-deliver sa inyo. Kay total, maski COVID, ang LBC is still delivering, di ba? Ma-deliver ni sa UP Press sa inyo. So, damo na subong do walo na kuno naguluwa kay managwa pagid, no? So, we're very proud to have the efforts of si Miss Rara with Dr. Magos, no? And of course, si nung Pedring Argamaba, Federic Caballero, who chanted this among other chanters. I think Poldo Caballero, di siya mga chanters nga involved, no? Yes, si some of this, mostly si nung Pedring, Radring nga ngalan, no? Nung Pedring, di kalabanan, galing yung mga chanter nga ini, no? Wala gid si nung Pedring. So, amo na siya nga nag-cultural treasure na natin siya sa Philippines because of a lot of his wealth of knowledge. Kaging share niya, hindi lang yung tago niya, kaging share niya. Kag subong na document na siya. So it's really a big deal. Coming up soon, when we get to process ang audio naman niya sang kadas libro para mapatian nyo nung tunog sini, no? Because an epic chant is supposed to be really orally told, no? And chanted, no? So another one, personal investment nyo, you can also build IP knowledge through my book, yung Sibod, no? I'm not just advertising, I'm just saying that ga-invest ka mo sa bayo, ga-invest ka mo sa material nyo, mga sapatos, mga bag, mga mahal kasi ang bag. Pero, ang libro, wala ka mo ga-invest, no? So, you also have to invest on books, no? Kasi available in siya. And of course, we are, the profit, for example, sa case ko, sa libro ko, ang iyan nga royalties ang book tanan ginahatag ko sa first, of course, ang isa sa mga resource persons ko si yung lang Lucia sa medical needs niya, kag of course ang SLT kada tuig na lain-lain ko man ang natagaan ko nga revenue para hindi lang tanan buraw sa isa ka SLT. So every 2 years wala ga release ang press ang ila royalty kag ginapasign ko ang ako nga ang nagabaton nga mga SLT leaders or sometimes ang iban man nga mga IP nga nagapaayos ang help, no? So I also provide for that, no? So gakadto ang royalties sa yung book. So it's not for my personal gain. Ang personal gain ko lang siguro as an author, no, na nakasulat ako, pero ang iya nga revenue, money wise, kakadto man siya balik sa community, sa IP, no? So and then you have here recordings, no? So ito, DVD, video recording ni siya, no? So, how do you, i-access, of course, hindi lang yung ako nga DVD lang, may arap man kamuta sa video. Damo na subong nag-post sang video, sang mga binanog, di ba? Kita nyo na dira subong. But, just access the, kuhaan nyo na HTTP address, kag i-acknowledge naman siya magpakita kamo sang video sa students niya para makita nila nga dira naghalin ang material, no? Also Facebook, damo naman ga-post subong, no? We can also access sa UP Library, Center for Western Visayas Studies, sa museo, even with the panublion sa Rojas, no? You can contact si Cheche, si Cheryl Ann Del Rosario, and also Al Tesoro for material sa video. Kay mga to the years, may mga collection man na sila sa pang video nila sa mga IP activities. Even NCIP, I think, also would have access to materials ng video, no? So it's just a matter of you asking permission or asking ano ang pwede nila ma-provide as material for your teaching, no? So ini siya, the way I went around with the royalty is distribute copy. So ang ila sini nga royalty kay di siya ya pareho sang Ateneo Press nag-take care sang revenue. On this end, this was distributed in terms of copies of DVDs. So for example, if I was able to produce, say 100, kitagaan ko tag kada barangay nga involved sini isang copy. So amo na ilang revenue stream. Bahala sila pamaligya, bahala sa itago nila. No? Kaya yung pwede nga sila nga itago niya because that will always be a remembrance for him. No? So, amo na iya ang number of copies. And of course, I went to all the permission to the NCIP sa ako nga research. I kept those permissions to the years sa ako nga mga recordings and ang buko, ang tanan, may mga notarized legal siya, right, no? And then the same with yung audio recordings, no? So this is where you can listen to music, no? Like for example, this one, example lang ta kamusang a few of the tapit sa audio, kadol, ginakadol, ambol, tapos kung binanood nga babayi, binanood babayi yung binanood sa babayi. Lalaki naman, wala siyang natula dali. Example of sugidan.
Datong gain mundungan suwanun tarong lamang gating nangis dangdag
de medero mo galang may sampuno dulanggani di mo
yan. So is this example of some of the sorry, tumaan kagina. Okay. Ayan, the ones recording. So ano siya, ang access ni siya, amo ni siya, no? Nakibot lang kami, nakitaan ko nga, sang isa ka Asian audio, nga bala nga online. Ginabaligya nila ang CD. Kung paano nila na-access ang baligya? Kung may nanong kopya, no? Most of the copies, kintahatag ko kopya sa mga akong resource persons. May kopya sila, may a few copies with me. And sa libraries, kapag tagaan ko. And of course, NCCA has a lot of copies. But I don't know why there are centers online subungin. Nabaligya, ini siya without my knowledge. So anyway, I don't know. I have to call it out. Paano tabo. No? So, the thing is that sometimes I cannot really be careful with the distribution, no? But siguro for teaching, no, let me know if you need materials for this also, no? Ang audio CD sang tayo yun. Okay? And perhaps your library can also give a budget for that. If not, and a few tracks you need, let me know. I can share with you. And then the Ata o Boracay music. No? So this is music naman. Ata o Boracay, no? Ano dito? Music. Balaan nyo na kung di ng Boracay, di ba? Yan. Nga aging tawag ko ata, ati ang mostly panawag ta sa ila, di ba? Ang mga ati, like here, ang tawag sa youth choir nila ati, no? But I learned to their songs, come kay mga ata. They call themselves ata. So I asked them na nga ati tawag sa inyo. Hindi kay mga Bisaya tawag sa amon ati. Si mga outsiders tawag sa ila sa na ati sila. Just like mga sulod according to Ilocano, outsider na term, calling them sulod nun ang mga panay bukid nun. Sabat de bukid nun panay. So may mga amo na nga mga terminology. So I use here the term ata because in their songs they call themselves ata. No, it's a kind of a self-empowerment to call themselves as such, no? So, here naman, you can also contact Lourdes Tambuon, even through messenger, no? Makakuha ka mo, makabakal ka mo sa iya. Bakal man ka mo, because, ang ila, makadto na sa ila heritage village, pambayad na kuryente, tubig sa ila heritage village, dako na nga bagay, no? So, this is also important to support communities like this, no? Kagkadugay man amon baka-baka, sini nga ma-record sila. In fact, ni pinulaw-pulaw sila, gidadala ako sang ang mga recording engineer sa Boracay para mag-record sang songs. Nagpinulaw man sila past midnight para matapos ang recording. They really work hard for those recordings, no? But yeah, I'll share with you some of the ano sining nila, no? So there are songs and sayings in these recordings, no? So for example, learning the IP self-identity in crisis. Ari diri sa ilaw o bisan ikam ata, no? Even if we're ata, no? So parang defining themselves nga maski amon buhok ng kulong, iba itom kami, amo ni manapi kami ya, ma'am, ito man kami gapo maski magpaligo kami, we're still black. So and they kind of accept things as they are. It's really, really amazing. And then may mga sayings nila ni nga about kung hunas ang dagat, no? Manami ang harvest, no? High tide siya. Kung so may mga sayings inidi ang upod ang CD. So may ang booklet niya, actually, yung booklet niya, may mga translations ang ila native language. So it's also a study about native language, no? Kay ang may native language, may translation siya dayon. May translation siya kag in English kag Tagalog, no? So it's also a kind of a small book, it's a booklet that comes with the CD. So it's worth the investment to contact them sa Ate Village, no? Maybe the NCIP also can guide you as to may mga way to access the music. Now, to listen to it briefly, I can play track. Sorry, I forgot. What track is it? Track 4 and 5. Now, so track 4 and 5, if we play this, so you've got the CD, track 4. So you see this?
Bisani kamada timbang yamin jamante, kulitun yamin buk, mai tombati sike, ada taki buki data taki kal, maligus namunlaw, mai tomandi apon, maligus namunlaw, mai tomandi apon. Bisani kamada timbang yamin jamante, kulitun yamin buk, mai tombati sike, ada taki buki data taki kal. Kung mabirog kay buran, maruyog matanom kisaging ira kiniyog. Kung mahayag kibituon, maruyog magtanom kimais. Kaluyos kay kiyakurol maitumput.
See, may mga saying sila, di ba? It's really interesting. So, and then, here, they have this, you can also teach science through these songs. Kaya dira ang ilang song about nature, about fish, about octopus, no? So, like say, the blackfish, no? So, actually, pag workshop ko sa ila, I went back and forth. Siguro mga maybe siguro 5 years man in a row nga akong workshop sa ilan because it's part of also the effort of the Assisi Foundation and the NCIP to grant them their ancestral land domain. So ang music is part of that documentation to validate, no? Validate their land title na kadti, no? So importante man ang mga cultural knowledge like songs to document that, no? To validate their para matagaan sila sa title sa ilang land. So, see, important ang knowledge, no? Kaya nag-validate man siya, no? So, about this one, so track 16 can give you about the songs, no? So, this one. Okay, so sample na siya. So, that will also encourage you to get copies of their CD because that will help them also survive their heritage village. No? Lalo na Subong, no, halos wala na ubra ang mga hotels. Those usually, what they do, they work in hotel, resort areas. No? Di paano Subong, why na sila gawa income. So, you help them out. No? So, ayan. Also, you impart to your students the value of appreciating land and natural resources. So, this is about their love for their land, the water. Kay sila gid man ang, well, according to the studies nga, sila gid ang settlers sang Boracay. Also, magos documented that with the NCIP ang nga na, no? Ang originality of the land. No? So, number 7. So, sorry, number 7.
Kay bukay kayamin ipangaralan maruyong kilisara kayamin naman pinahuli ka na puro ko nahamutan pinag-iingasan kinalan ikalipan bukay luli kalituran maruyong magdilim pinag-itusun lumibig ang pag-ibig kinalan ikalipan.
Okay, so amo na siyang samples ng songs nila. So you can see how they appreciate their land and the natural resources, no? So just wanting to teach also your students how land is valued. Importante ang luta, no? Especially for the IP, the issue of ancestral land domain is protected also by their National Commission on Indigenous People, the NCIP, no? And acknowledge very much their help, their help. No? And even with the field works, nag-assist sila. I remember no early days, si Ma'am Vima Latosa would also accompany me along with the other NCIP when during the early part of my research. No? And then later on, of course, I met other people, so I was on my own. But I really appreciate the assistance of the NCIP also for cultural research. So before anything else, I'd like to on the idea of copyright and copyleft. So probably kabalaan nyo na ng iban sa inyo, no? Copyright is that kung may isa ka work, no? Like for example, you write a book or a drawing or something like this and you claim na naging sulat mo na siya, but of course you acknowledge your research sources, no, interview nyo. Now, that becomes, according to the Copyright Alliance, ang copyright is, you have also the right to prepare to reproduce the work, to distribute copies, and of course, to display the work publicly, like what I'm doing now, no? But if you're part of the general public na kinalala nyo ang work, no, you ask permission, you let the author know, or you pay a royalty or rights in the case of publications, just like what the presses are doing, like UP Press at Tinay Press. Then you cite the work with the complete author's name, date of publication, title, publisher. Just like here, may aras isang ano dire, no? So, may ngalan sang author, may title, ang publication, no? Na date, of course, the date is there. No? So, copyleft on the other hand, ang copyleft, this grants you public use of work. Free siya, no? So, but in return, you share your work from derived materials. Also for free, kinalan, kung i-distribute naman ang inyong aging sulat out of what you get as free, kinalan, hindi man ka magsukot kay ginlibre man ka mo. So, that's what you call copyleft. Now, I want to share yung idea of the copyleft, no? For example, ma-type ka mo Creative Commons, no? Creative Commons, actually, free na siyang materials nyo. So, for example, makuha ako sa, say, music theory, no? Tapos, ma-type ako Creative Commons, na. So, may mga materials ako diri for musicians, na maka-access ako diri sa paano ka magtudlo. So, isang notes, there is, what do you call this? Yan. Theory, music theory. No? Makapili-pili ikaw sa mo, like biology, no? Na education material, mga free, no? Summary, may sa summary sang lessons, no? May mga sila access, no? We also have online, maka-download ka for free na. This is Creative Commons, copyleft ni siya, meaning you can have the science of biology na. Free ni siya nga access sa inyo na makuha niyo ng materials nga ni siya, no? So this is Creative Commons or copyleft. So ang iban, of course, if you really need the material, bakal na lang kamo sa mga press because it's really hard to also produce them. You have to acknowledge the difficulty of doing it, no? And the royalty, no? So, in short, no, access can really be, you have to also do your part in getting materials, accessing materials. You can have the availability in your hand, but also you have to seek it out when you need to. So you build your own portfolio. As teachers, you build your own portfolio by exploring and researching. No? Be resourceful. No? Then ask permission from NCIP if field research will be done. No? Respect your sources by telling your students about them. Acknowledge your source of knowledge. We also do service to the IP community and support their projects. And so what I've been doing today is also supporting what they're doing. I had like small community festivals a long time ago, no? Upod na gani kay Ma'am Bimanyo. Of course, Ma'am Alice Magos, upod gina kami pirmidira, no? Mag-ano sa mga projects nga na. Then later on, na kanday tats, no? And the Jess, and other people who join us later on, no? Sa amon mga of course, si Buds, the Pimgasis, mga Alice, and other endeavors that we're doing. No? Si Miss Rara is there, especially sa mga projects that also entail sa mga epic chanting, no? And other advocacies for a matter. So, service to community is important. No? Kung may mga ala sila nga mga sa panubok, whatever, ara man ka mo, support ka mo. No? So, know but also give and also value and give respect. Share whatever is generated from the IP knowledge and practices. So, tuluan nyo man ang kabataan, maging generous, maging kind, no? From what they know, what they have learned from the elders, from the materials. So, empower both your students and also your IP, the sources kung sino man ang mga elders, no? By giving importance to them as part of the IP culture. Okay, I can give you more, but I have time constraints, but I hope you learn something about materials that you can access. No? So there can be science, there can be some sort of math and everything, and some sort of history even in access to music and in other types of expressions, cultural expressions. So good day, everyone. I'll see you later sa ating question and answer forward. Thank you.